Hey everyone, it's Chaotic, and today we're taking a look at the SH FIGUARTS OKARUN from their new Dandadan line. However, today's video is going to be a little bit different because this video has been sponsored by Meccha Japan. They provided me this figure to showcase for you guys, and if you're looking to get some new import figures such as Figma, SH FIGUARTS, Reveltech, and more, be sure to check them out. They have a great catalog of figures, plushies, and more imported straight from Japan. And for the next 2 weeks, you can use code Chaotic10 to get $10 off of any order exceeding $100. Again, that is code Chaotic10 at checkout. It helps you out, it helps me out, and if you thought the discount code was all, then you'd be wrong, because also with the help of Meccha Japan, we are hosting a giveaway over on Instagram. We're giving away an SH FIGUARTS Deku, which is honestly one of my favorite figures right now, so don't miss out. Go enter for a chance to win possibly one of the best figures of this year. I'll have a link in the description to my Instagram for you guys if you're looking to enter. With that being said, let's get into this review. The box has a lot of nice colors with several pictures of OKARUN showcasing his different accessories and a couple different poses. Getting him out of the box, we'll go ahead and take a look at the accessories, which are actually pretty bountiful for a character like OKARUN. He comes with 5 total faces, 1 looking down, 1 looking forward but angry, 1 screaming, and 1 looking off to the right. The faces have a pretty good variety, especially for a character who has like 1 emotion. He has his glasses, which you can put on all of the faces just by slipping the earpieces in between his hair and the ear of the faceplate. He also has the full face mask and a half mask. You attach these by removing the small piece of hair right behind his right ear and pour it in the mask. The full face mask only has the 1 connection point, which does make it hard to line up properly sometimes. The hands come in a great array. He comes with some splayed open hands, some claw hands, some like almost wall crawling hands, relaxed hands, fists, and 1 hand to hold his glasses. The accessories for me are a 9 out of 10. I can't really think of anything else they could have added. The aesthetics of this figure are pretty awesome. The sculpt is great throughout. He's got the lanky build and the wrinkles are nicely sculpted. The hair sculpt is pretty faithful to the anime, and the coattails and collar capture the flame-like nature they have in the show as well. I do feel like they sculpted him a little wide around the shoulders. I don't really recall him being this built, but it's easy enough to ignore. The paintwork on him is awesome. The ombre from black to red is well done. The buttons are painted a nice gold, and the skin tone is faithful to the source material. I think he scales pretty well. I don't have Momo, so I can't tell for sure, but for some comparisons, we have SH FIGUARTS Naruto, SH FIGUARTS Yuji, Buzzmod Tanjiro, Amazing Yamaguchi Deku, and a stick of gum. Overall, for aesthetics, I'd give him an 8 out of 10. Now for the part we've all been dreading, articulation. This figure has notoriously bad articulation. He's got a weird shoulder setup, single jointed knees, ball jointed ankles, and the torso seems like it was designed by a 5th grader. However, a lot of these issues can be circumvented by some modifications that we will be going over shortly. Now, I have already modded mine, and of course forgot to get pictures of the articulation pre-mod, so huge shout out to DG Collects on Instagram for taking a few pictures of OKARUN pre-modification. The ball joint ankles are similar to a couple of Dragon Ball figures, but worse. While they have a double ball peg, this is just 1 ball peg and allows for like 0 movement. I know this decision was made to probably preserve the aesthetic of the legs, but the detriment to articulation was not worth it in my opinion. The shoulders are on a ball joint similar to Denji's but with more steps. There's no bicep swivel, so the rotation comes from the shoulder, which of course is hindered by the sculpt. The neck articulation out of box was pretty good, but that and the double jointed elbows are the only good things I have to say about the stock articulation. A 4 out of 10 would be generous for the articulation. Alright, now that we've covered most of this stuff with the figure, we're going to be going over the modifications I did to mine to maximize articulation. For starters, you're going to want a solid cutting surface that you can get messed up, or chopped up, or whatever else. Don't do it on your mom's antique dining table, I guess is what I'm saying. Then you're going to need something to cut with. I'm using an X-Acto knife. You can use any sort of blade as long as it's sharp and precise enough to get where you need to get. Just remember to be careful with it. Now this next part isn't necessary, but it is very helpful. I'm using a Dremel with a rounded drill bit to kind of clean up any mess that the X-Acto knife might leave behind and just like make it look cleaner. Now you got to get your hot water. And you can use hot water or a hair dryer, it doesn't really matter. I always use hot water, so we'll go ahead and we'll get that. Now that we have all of our supplies collected, we can go ahead and get started. And you just gotta start by chucking OKARUN into the hot water or hitting them with your hair dryer, whatever you have, to just get those joints nice and warmed up. Be sure to fully submerge the parts that you're trying to warm up. And in this instance, we were trying to get his 3 torso pieces warmed up so we can pop them apart easier. Once your OKARUN is sufficiently cooked, you can go ahead and pull him out of the water and then pop him apart, and then we'll get started with the real work. Alright, now that we've got OKARUN all popped apart, we're going to go ahead and take a look at what he looks like pre-modification. As you can see, whenever they were making this, they didn't think about the fact that the peg actually needs somewhere to move. So, for our modification, we're going to be remedying that by creating space for it to move.
Cut a small notch to allow for the peg to slide forward more than the sculpt would allow, and then smooth it out with your Dremel. Be sure to put it back together frequently to make sure you didn't cut too much. Excuse me, haha tee. Next, you have to pop out the little crotch piece. Taking off the legs makes it a lot easier, and it is glued, but with heat, it should pop out easily. Cut or Dremel the bit at the front to allow the torso piece to freely move forward. Put it back together. Now that you've created space for everything to freely move, pop him back together and your OKARUN should be able to move a lot better. Before. After.
Huge thanks to All Might, I guess. Anyways, now that we've got the modification out of the way, I think it's about time for me to get up on out of here. I'd like to extend one more thank you to the folks over at Meccha Japan. The customer service team is super well equipped and reliable. It's been super great working with their marketing team over the course of this partnership, and it's honestly been a dream come true for me. Be sure to follow their socials to get the latest news on your favorite products. I'll put them in the description below. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out my socials. I'll keep them in the description below. Keep an eye out for the next one. I'm going to try to upload on YouTube a little bit more consistently. I know my schedule's kind of been all over the place, but I do enjoy making them, but they are very time consuming and it can be hard for me since I am a college student. But anyways, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of that jazz, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Please subscribe.